Hello and welcome to the video. Before we get started, if you'd like to provide input on future content and get our weekly newsletter, click on our survey. The link will be below. We also have a report on Ethereum 2, along with a bonus report on why you should learn Solidity now. Again, the link will be below. Now on to the video, and thank you. Okay, so I've been doing a little bit of experimenting because I felt, well, that's great. We had this hello world thing going. But I said, well, you know, in a real program, you're going to want to pass data around. So I started looking into that. Now, let me show you some of the changes I made. And let me go, let's see, where are we here? So the first thing I'm going to look at is source. And in here we got client. So let's look at the client first. So what I did there is, if you look at the hello world, and so in the instruction, you have to send it. It's not sending any data. It's just doing buffer.alloc 0. So I said, well, that's not going to work because there's no data going there, so I can't print a message, which was my idea. I want to print a message. So I wrote this method called getBuffer, and let me look at the util. And getBuffer, basically what getBuffer does, let me see if I can see it here. Where is my getBuffer? GetConfig, getPayer, getBuffer. Very simple. It gets a buffer from my buffer, and it returns the buffer. And it gets it from, this is how you get a string buffer from hello world, and that's what it returns. So you can see that here. Export function get buffer, but returns buffer. My buffer equals buffer from, and then a string, and then returns buffer. So TypeScript does all the work for you there. And again, in hello world, we add the buffer in the instruction. Now, one thing I may want to do, let's see, console.log. Let's see. I see what's going on. Okay, there's going to be a little bit more work have to go on here. Let me explain. First, let me show you what let me show you what I did in the Rust program. Let's see. This is very annoying, this WSL. Whenever it just keeps giving me that noise. Okay, so what I did is, first thing I had to do is, let's see, is, actually, we may prove it. Okay, so you have the program ID and the instruction. Now, this comment's actually wrong. It's not ignored, because what I do here is, let me see where I do that. greet string. So greet string is string from UTF lossy. That's a part of the string library. And I take the instruction data and I get a string. And greet string is greeted time. And my guess is, where is the log here? Let's see if I can find the log. Because my guess is, it just like we had the other week where we didn't see the result. See if I go up here, if there's a log somewhere. Actually, let me see something. That log may be... you popped this up. This is good. This is what I want to see. So you're seeing it. What I'm going to do here is... Oh, no, you're not seeing it. It popped it up on my screen. Okay. I'm going to try running this again. And I need to run it from my client. Let's see, source. And let's do my run. And if I'm right, here, let me bring it where I can at least see this here. And then I can show it to you, see what happens. I just want to see something. It did not. So it did process it. And it's successful. I just don't know. I know it probably put it in the log or something. So what I do have to work on this, you can see how I did it. I had to create a string buffer in TypeScript, and we did that. Let's see, in utils. Oh. And that would be in get buffer right here. Okay. Oh, you're not seeing it because it's a. Let me move this up. A buffer right here. So that's how we create our string that we're going to pass in. Because it's a buffer, the data, it will be accepted as the data. And the next thing that had to be done, you know what, I'm going to shrink this. This got too big, so you can't see it all. Let me, it's still too big. I want you to be able to see, because again, I'm going to go over what I... Right here. Right over here. Okay. So that's, let me go then to the and what I had to do here in process is I had to get the string out, and the way, fortunately, the string crate, or well, library, whatever you want to call it, in Rust, has the method from UTF-8 lossy, takes the data and puts it in a string. So the next thing I have to do is get it so we can actually see the output and verify that it's correct, that it actually translated the string correctly. But that's the whole idea. You have to take, if you want to pass a string to a Solana program, you have to convert it to a byte array, UTF-8, and put that in the instruction. And then what you have to do is, in your process instruction, what you need to do is turn it back into a string. And that's essentially what we did. And notice also, see, point to the UTF-8. Ignore that comment is no longer valid. So anyway, hopefully this has been helpful. And hopefully you gained something out of this series. And thank you for watching, and I will speak to you next time. Take care.